What's going on, boxing fans? It's your host, True Boxing, and this is going to be my post look at after the Andre Dirrell, the Matrix versus the bitch, Arthur Abraham. Now, first, let me say, all you Arthur Abraham fans, I don't care how you want to look at it, he's a bitch. But anyway, we're going to get into the fight. Um, Pretty much, I got to give Dirrell a lot of props. I forgot to put my video up, my prediction video. I had him winning a unanimous decision, but I accidentally uploaded the Roy Jones video first, and I had titled it Andre versus Abraham. I had to switch it back, and I just said screw it. I didn't feel like re-uploading it, so there we go. Also enjoyed the fight. Got a chance to actually, be there in person, but basically, let me say, Dirrell put on a great show. Totally, I mean, he matured a lot in this fight versus the Frotch fight. I mean, he pretty much stuck with the game plan, and he executed, in my opinion, very good. And I've always said, a lot of people, I didn't buy into this whole, Abraham's methodical, he sets you up. I didn't buy into that shit. I always felt like he was a good, solid fighter, but he was one-dimensional. And all this, in my opinion, he got, I won't say luck in his career, but I'll just say that, he outlasted the fighter. He kind of did that. Pretty much, Dirrell won through, I mean, it was hard, in my opinion, to give Abraham a round. Maybe you gave him a third round or something like that, but up until the 11th, I mean, even if you gave him that round, I had Dirrell winning 10 rounds. A lot of people complaining about the low blows, saying that even Abraham. It was kind of funny because it was almost like the inverse of what happened between Dirrell and Frotch. How Dirrell was complaining about, roughhousing and not fighting, and now you have Abraham complaining about roughhousing instead of fighting. Pretty much, I think that there really weren't really low blows. I think like Big Ragu said in his video. He was punching down and they were coming down. They were coming off by him pulling his hands down. He was kind of like drawing the shot down, and plus Abraham's short. I actually, I believe they both scored. I believe the knockout, the first knockout Dirrell handed him, it didn't hurt him. He was more so off balance, but it still was a knockout. I feel like it should have been called a knockout. I mean, knockdown between. When he knocked Dirrell down, I actually believe he did hurt Dirrell. Dirrell was going down anyway. It was pretty much almost the same scenario as with Dirrell when he knocked him down. I mean, Dirrell was off balance. He was going down anyway. Maybe he wouldn't have went down. Maybe if he hadn't punched him, he probably would have stumbled down, but caught himself, kind of like how Floyd did with Zab. But nonetheless, he touched him, so that's what made him go down. But I still consider it a knockdown. But I also feel like he would have knocked Abraham down too, but the rope saved him and the bell saved him. A lot of people say it was just a matter of time before he was going to knock him out, and I mean Abraham was going to knock Dirrell out, and that's bullshit. I mean, come on, he was down fucking at least 10 rounds, at least 8. Let's say that he had Dirrell could have fucking ran around the ring. He could have fucking sat down and thought about what he was gonna do tomorrow. He could have did the stanky leg. He could have did anything, shit, and he still would have won the fight beautifully, as far as points go. I mean, everybody's got that puncher's chance. He's got that puncher's chance, and I remember I read a comment where they said he was gonna knock Dirrell out. It was just a matter of time. I'm like, are you telling me that it was his whole plan to lose 10 rounds, lose 11 rounds out of 12? That's a stupid plan. I don't care who you are. That's the dumbest plan in the world. I don't give a shit if you fucking hit hard as 6 Tysons in a row. That would be the dumbest plan, because if you're going to just allow me to win, what if you can't knock me out that last round? I don't think he would have got the knockout. I believe Dirrell was fatiguing. I believe Dirrell would have just basically clinched, jab, clinch, run, clinch, jab, clinch, run, and he would have still went to a victory. I saw it, so a lot of people seen replay. Dirrell was clearly down. He was clearly down. I've seen, oh, he was in this. No, he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. He was frustrated because one, his plan probably didn't work on what he thought he could do. It didn't work. Two, he was losing. And three, he needed a knockout. And this is just my theory on what happened. This is what I believe. When he threw the punch, he intended to hit him. He intended to hurt him. But he figured it wouldn't be a disqualifying punch. See, he didn't time, in my opinion, he didn't time it close enough. It was too much time between him sitting there and then him punching. If it was more so like a single hit him down and bam hit him, it probably wouldn't. But back to what I was saying. He was trying to hurt him. He was trying to do the same thing what I believe Cotto did to Zab. Low blow him, slow him down, take a point. Because in the long run, those shots are going to slow him down. And I can go to work on him. I believe that he figured he could hit him and that it wouldn't be a disqualified. And he probably would lose a point at most. But it didn't matter because he was already down. So at this point, he didn't matter. He figured it would be enough to hurt him. And then he would get back up. And then he would do everything. He would go for broke. He would go for the knockout. He'd do everything because he would need it. He would do everything in his power to go for this knockout. He would, because at this point, he's losing. That's what I think. I think it was purpose. I don't believe it was just the heat of the moment. It was an accident. No. He figured that it would not be considered a disqualification. He figured they would more likely probably just take a point. He could hit him, and then he could hurt him. He would get back up, and by then, I hit him hard enough. He's hurt. All I had to do is jump on him. Hopefully, I can get a knockout. That's how I look at it. But regardless, it was a bitch move. It was a coward's move. He deserved to be booed for what happened. It was crazy there last night too, by the way. A lot of people were upset about that shit. It was crazy. But let me get some. Let me say this. A lot of people believe that everybody there was for Dirrell. Abraham had a lot of Armenian people from Detroit there, so it wasn't like how people think. He had a lot of people. He had a lot of followers. He had a lot of people with flags, everything. So it wasn't just a one-sided event, But in reality, that was a coward's move. Disqualification was deserved. He deserved it. And I actually believe that it should be other actions taking place too, because I feel like the attack was purposely done. It was an accident. He was purposely trying to hurt him. I don't think he was trying to hurt him so he can soften him up. That's my opinion. And I believe, something's in order. Something, a fine, a suspension, something. I don't know. Shit, take a point from him in the tournament. I have no clue. But something should be done because that was uncalled for. He was being outclassed. And, a lot of people say he faked it, which, who knows? He could have. I'll give you that. But my thing is, I will say this. I believe it was a delayed reaction. It's kind of like when you got two boxers and one gets hit with a body shot and then he squares back up and then he's like, oh shit, that hurt it. Is he faking it? No, because the initial punch probably didn't hurt. And then when he squared back up, that's when his brain relayed, okay, you're hurt. And then he sat down. Same with him. He probably hit him and he figured, okay, I'm good or whatever. And then bam, that's when it set in, I don't think he was faking. I mean, he actually thought he lost the fight. He was like, I got dropped. And he like, no, you didn't get dropped. And he like, I got dropped. I lost. But whatever, even if he did fake it, that still does not excuse what Abraham did. He should feel ashamed of himself. His followers should feel ashamed. Like I said, I agree certain things should have been called. He did knock down Dirrell. I'll give him that. But I don't believe he was going to win this fight. I believe if Dirrell had to just clinch and hold, he would have won it. He could have jabbed. Like I said, I've never bought into this whole methodical shit about Abraham. I thought he was a good fighter, but I felt like people paid too much into his bullshit. Oh, he throws looping shots to test you. Bullshit. But there you have it, folks. The Matrix has laid the blueprint on how to beat Abraham. It's there. So he's been exposed. He's been shown how you can effectively beat him. And hell, if he gets pissed too much, he might fucking hit you when you're down. Peace out, bitches. Good fight, Dirrell. Fuck you, coward Abraham. You ain't a king no more. You Abraham, goddammit. You have been dethroned. It should be King Dirrell now. Peace out, bitches.